I was anxious and didn't sleep as much as I would have liked the night before. Not only did I know I was getting up early, but I was getting up early to go to Digstock. I ordered my tickets for this late October event all the way back in July. I was eager to meet up with all the amazing people at Digstock and just get out in the fields that are new to me and detect. The ride-up took me over 7 hours, but it was a beautiful fall drive all the way through PA, New Jersey, and even up into northern New York. We met Friday afternoon for a meet and greet and to go over the rules. I see some faces I'm familiar with, people from the March event in North Carolina, people from YouTube, people from my home state. Being that it was late October, Digstock held a costume competition. Saturday, the first day of detecting, and frost is on the ground. It eventually gets up into the 60s. I'm here at Digstock. Had a great drive up. It was beautiful fall scenery all the way throughout. Took some video of that. And it's day one. It's a 2-day event. We actually met up yesterday to do kind of a meet and greet, and they went over the rules. For those of you who haven't gone to a Digstock event, highly recommend it. It's an amazing experience. They do an incredible job of getting you some really cool permissions. This is the second event I've been to. If you've seen some of my previous videos from last March when I was in North Carolina, I had a great time there. Now up in New York, and it is an absolutely beautiful day. There was frost on the ground when I first started. Unfortunately, I haven't had many great finds. The most notable was a rivet that I found that has a little leather attached. I'll show a picture of that. But I did just get an amazing find, actually. So it's actually right here on the surface. What they do at this event is they have a lot of awesome giveaways. They put tokens out, and they have a lot of great vendors here. And yeah, so when I started this day, I started in that direction there. And that's where the event main area was. I parked up there and have been slowly making my way across these fields. There's been a lot of iron signals, and what I'm doing is making my way out over in this direction here. There's a marking of an old home site. It's another great thing that Digstock does is they will give you a map of all the known home sites. So when you show up, you have this digital map, and you can of course print it out, and they give you as much research as they were able to do. So it's a very fair and even way of doing this. But yeah, let me show you what I found here. It's actually a token here. So they put a number of these out. I think they said maybe like 15 of these. And this one here is a Mind Lab token. So that's super exciting because I am running I'm running my Mind Lab here today. As you can see, my Equinox 800. And so it's super fitting that I got one of these tokens. Now I believe I can trade this in for a prize, or maybe they'll let me keep this. But yeah, super excited about this token, and hopefully going to find some bucket listers and just have a great time and enjoying all the people I'm meeting. And yeah, I'll be back at my next find. Every time I pause and look around me, I'm taken by the size of the fields. A weed with its roots clinging to a piece of aluminum I found and dug out of the ground. I'm still making my way over to the home site in that direction and just pulled an interesting signal. I was reading about a 1516. It was a little scratchy on the Mind Lab, but I decided to dig it, and let me show you what I have here. It's some sort of finial Not really sure what it would be. I'm in the middle of just, let me show you, in the middle of just this enormous field. You can see all the way around me here. Always surprises me when I find, something like this in the middle of a field. Like, my instinct would be, a topper to furniture or something. Perhaps the topper to a cane. I'll show it to some people here and see what they think. But yeah, a very interesting find, and glad to have gotten it. All right, I'm getting much closer to the house site. It's pretty close here, and just dug a nice little buckle here. Get it in the screen for you. There, that's better. Yeah, I love finding these buckles. Hopefully I'll find some more good stuff for you. Day 1 coming to a close as the sun sets. I'm sore, but don't want to stop detecting. Day 2 begins, and I find myself in the first light of the day trying to stay warm. I was completely alone in these fields. I wouldn't see anyone until about 3 hours later. I make my way into a second field where the ground hadn't been touched yet by the sun. Fall is fighting off winter. It doesn't want to give up its time just yet. It's very hard to imagine that at one point this field that I'm standing in, which is quite enormous, this would have all been trees at one point, and people made their way to make farms so they could harvest food. And I just found the remnants of what probably would have been used to, at one point, cut this farm down, cut all the trees down to make this farm. So here, let me show you this nice wedge that I just found. It was giving an interesting signal. I did know it was iron, but had a strong enough signal that I thought maybe there was something good in the hole with iron, and it turns out to be all iron. But yeah, this wedge here would have been used to, when they would have cut into trees, they would have used this to push it in a direction, or possibly also could have been used to split wood that was cut down for fire purposes. So fortunately now I have the fun of carrying this out with me. I have a huge walk to my car, but I'm still going further into the woods here. I'm looking for a location that they spotted on LiDAR. So hopefully I'll find something good there, and hopefully it won't be too much of a pain carrying this around all day. Here are some additional finds. This beautiful glass bottom to a bottle I found while digging metal out of a hole. It was rather fitting to find. Plattsburgh, New York is basically where the event was held. I found this utensil handle, bent perhaps on purpose. I found a beautiful old pocket knife. I found a second buckle close to where I found the first one. This is a rather old dog tag that I found as well. And here are the rivets that I found, both still with leather partially intact. And this peculiar piece of metal, if you look closely, you'll see a cross with a wreath around it, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what this is. And lastly, here is the wedge I found after I had cleaned it up a bit. I think this was my favorite find.